I just got this end portal frame, and I'm going to show you how I did it without using any cheats in survival Minecraft. I'm also going to show you how I got overstacked pearls, a ton of XP, and feather falling on a diamond chest plate, and so much more, just to show you some of Minecraft's most insane bugs throughout all its updates. Starting by taking the spawner that I got from my last video and putting it into the fuel slot of this furnace. Because in this update, you can put any item in any slot of a furnace. So I'm going to take random items and put it in every slot of all 30 of these furnaces. In this next bug, we're going to craft up some fishing rods. Because in this version, for some reason, fishing rods stack to 64. So I duped up a bunch of fishing rods and put it in this completely normal chest. Yeah, in this update, you may be able to create triple chests. For this next bug, we need cactus. So I'm in the desert to collect some. We'll start by placing this cactus here and placing a door right next to it. This will break the bottom half of the door, but leave the top half floating there. So I did this a bunch of times to create an exhibit for my museum. As you can see in this update, you can place a button on a chest. But it's not just buttons that you can place on a chest. There are 167 different blocks that you can place on chests. And after doing all of those blocks, here is my new storage room. After I completed my storage room, for some reason I decided I needed a food farm. So I built this monstrosity just to realize that in the first episode of the Unobtainable series, I spent 5 whole hours placing and breaking wheat so I wouldn't have to worry about food, and for some reason I forgot that. It's fine, that's a problem for Future Sam. But what's not a problem for Future Sam is traveling a couple thousand blocks in the nether. And that's because this next bug can't be loaded until 1.6.1 when name tags are introduced. So this bug involves Endermen picking up invalid blocks. So we'll just let them pick up these blocks, then go through the portal, and we'll come back in 1.6.1 to name tag them so they don't despawn. For this next bug, we need some ender pearls, because in this update, ender pearls stack to 64, which is pretty nice. The only problem is I need 64 ender pearls. While I'm out killing endermen, let's move on to the next bug. You may have noticed while I was searching for endermen that every time I jump, my XP bar went up a little bit. And that's because Notch left in a debugging feature to test the XP when he released the update. So every time you jump, you get more XP. And this allows you to get thousands of levels pretty easily. I think you know where I'm going with this. During the day, I would jump to get XP for some upcoming bugs. And during the night, I would kill endermen. After hours of doing this, we got all these ender pearls. Okay, I duped it once I got to 17, but can you really blame me? So I still need more XP for some upcoming bugs, so I went into the pig farm to AFK, so that I wouldn't die of starvation. But in the end, I ended up AFKing in peaceful mode anyways, because I was worried that if I didn't, mobs would kill me while I was AFK. And because you don't starve in peaceful mode, the farm was completely useless! It's fine, at least I have 2,401 levels, which I'm going to use to enchant this diamond chestplate. Well, I know what you're wondering. How do I tell if it's enchanted or not? Well, because it says so, of course. For this next bug, I loaded a creative mode test world with the same seed as the unobtainable world, and search for some strongholds, which is really easy because Notch left in another debugging feature that shows you where the stronghold is with giant glass pillars. And if you head down the glass pillars, you find the stronghold. And through some searching, you can find the portal room. And in this update, if you blow up the end portal frames, unless we're unlucky, it'll drop the item. Now that we found the stronghold and we know that it'll drop the item, all I need to do is make sure I haven't loaded the chunks in the unobtainable world. So we'll load it in MC Edit and teleport to the quartz. The biggest reason we need it to be unloaded is because the only other way of obtaining the end portal frame requires death, and that would remove my levels, which we need for some upcoming bugs. So if the chunks are loaded, we have no choice but to lose all those levels. Thankfully, the chunks weren't loaded. That blue grid are chunks that are loaded, and we're not in them. So let's head to the stronghold. After I got back from the stronghold, I duped up a bunch of end portal frames, but the texture for the end portal frame isn't quite right. So we'll need to update to the next update to fix the textures. But before we check on the end portal frames, let's check on the enchanted armor and tools. All the armor that was enchanted before this update defaults to feather falling, which allows you to get feather falling on a diamond chestplate. Now we can look at the end portal frames. And that's how I got end portal frames in survival Minecraft.